check, 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 check. 1 2 1 2.
We should hear it come out here in a few seconds.
Mm.
There it
Oh,
is.
okay. Check, check.
Pretty low.
1 2 1 2
There it is.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
So that's it right there. You know, let's go ahead and see about setting up Facebook. And that's all there is. So now at this point, you could minimize these things and go back to your switcher. You know, if you're wanting to do multiple cameras or whatever, you know, you're going to end up switching around. You can use a keyboard and mouse too, F1, F2, F3. Those are all your program buttons.
Okay.
You know, and you can get a little thing called an X keys box.
Yeah.
You know, it's just literally a
Just switch
few
it.
little keys that you can click on.
Mm-hmm. So
So
what about, does it do more than one preview channel? It just switch back and forth.
oh no, you these are cameras down here.
Right. So I mean, I'm talking about the screen itself, like the preview screen.
You want to see more images?
Can you do more?
Yeah, input monitors is what that's called.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we just jog this stuff around. All this stuff is
Moves around.
modifiable. Yeah, guys can set it up however they like. So let's say you're gonna have, you know, I don't know, 4 sources or 5 sources. These can be changed in size. A large layout. A little funky grabbing these edges. Let's say like that. Let's say you're gonna have 4 sources. Input two. Start that. Does this one start? Input two. There it goes. There's nothing on one actually,
Mm-hmm.
but we can hook something up on three, like your DVD,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, and then if you want, you can come in here and label these.
Okay.
And then if you want, you can obviously expand it and
Right.
see more of them. You know.
It'll probably just be 2 for right now.
Right.
Well, actually 3.
Yeah. So I would say, you know, give yourself 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something like that.
Okay.
And then this guy can move around too if you want him over here or whatever. All these bins. So it'll take some time to get used to the interface.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it can be overwhelming when you look at all this stuff. Really, the nuts and bolts are right here.
Right.
And all these you don't really care about. You're going to care about 2 or 3.
Program review.
Yeah, that's it. You know, that's right. You said you had some experience
Yeah.
doing this stuff.
So when you switch over, spacebar, right? On
Yeah, spacebar is going to do a dissolve or whatever's highlighted here.
Okay.
So currently, this effect is what's highlighted. So if we stop the effect and we choose mix, the spacebar is going to take you from one source to the next.
Okay.
And you can change the duration of the fade. There's keyboard shortcuts right here. This is a quarter second, half second, full second.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can come over here and just type a number in if you want to. But half second's usually pretty good. Um, you know, if you wanted a little quicker, quarter second. Um, and then, you know, you can lay this out however you like.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just, for fun, make a layout here. Maybe all this free space over here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Do a couple other ones here. I mean, you can make it as busy or not busy as you
Mm-hmm.
want. You know. Let's look at religious content pack for a second here. Make these larger. So some of this stuff has motion, some of it doesn't. You know, and there's all kinds of. Really, this is meant to be sort of a template for you to work off of.
So you can go in and change that?
Yeah, you can go in and change all the verbiage. You can change, you know, if you have lower thirds and things like that, you want to change people's names, this kind of stuff.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You can have 2 layers if you want. click will load for you automatically, or you can drag and drop. So there's 2 layers here,
Right.
and one of them, when you double click, I can put this phone down, I guess.
We're holding on to.
See, I get screwed into something, man, and
Yeah.
nothing else is going on in the world. Anyway, so yeah, everything's double click, drag and drop. The behaviors are different. If I double click, why is it going here instead of going here?
Mm-hmm.
It's because this is highlighted. This is like the load path, is what that's called. And so if I select that one, then you can expect that it's going to load over there. Now this little thing going up and down indicates that it's loading.
Okay.
So that file is being moved. So see, this one has some motion. And the source files for all the motion are on here.
Okay.
You have to end up going through our tools. We have a CG tool and we have a paint tool which does all the motion graphics. You end up just having to assign, the proper, they call it a file sequence to it. Anyway, double clicking is going to load to the default load path. Drag and drop is going to go wherever you tell it to go.
Okay.
So this box is capable of 2 layers of graphics. Our big box is capable of 4.
Okay.
And that and the fact that the big box can do 8 inputs instead of just 4 or 5 are the only differences in terms of functionality.
Okay.
So this is cathedral stuff. I don't probably not. It's Catholic stuff, I guess. Anyway, so you can take a look through all this stuff and see what it is. Some of it, is a little dated looking. Maybe colors could change or, whatever. But it was made by a professional who, did a great job on it. So there's a lot of stuff that could be used. Fire within. So lots of different.
You can just change all that text.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Okay. So let's go into the character generator. So that's what I was saying. I want to be able to keep character generator and the switcher open at the same time. Yeah. So if you hold down on the shift key, you can click on character generator, and it keeps the switcher open. So you can just do like what's called an alt tab or keyboard shortcut between the two.
Okay.
And you can see everything basically. So that's like what's going on right now.
That was your streaming thing.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. So that's what's going out live. All right. So if we go. That's the religious content pack, and if there's lots of little right clicks that little hidden things that you can do. So we go in here, fire within. Let's say we want to change, I don't know. These graphics are meant to go together, so let's just load that up. So that's a scripture there. You just basically would highlight whatever it is and start typing in.
Okay.
Something new, and. You could hit save now, which would overwrite the original. I recommend that you have a folder that you create for yourself. Let's just go ahead and create one called Victory right now. Make it all caps so it's easy to see. So you can just drag and drop now. I've been looking at this interface for 20 years, so I forget that people are just seeing it for the first time. I like to show you where the nuts and bolts are. This is all the CG really is right here. Okay, all that other stuff is just content. It's like your pictures on your computer and whatever. So this is the workspace, and this guy right here is called an L cursor. I like to call it the hell cursor. Sometimes it can be a little challenging to work with. But basically, it's what you would use just to grab text or position where you're about to type. Right. So anywhere you put that is where it starts typing. Neat thing about it is, if you have different style fonts, like that's Roman right there. This is probably all Roman, but there's something different about this, say, versus this here. You see the shadow color is a little different. Whenever you select it, that becomes the active text in your hand. So it will take, it'll use that. All right. So anyway, that's the workspace, and there's lots of stuff to, kind of know about it. But so I've made these changes. How do I save it? You either hit the Save Now button, or like I tell people to drag and drop. Anytime you see one of these thumbnails like this,
Mhm.
and you will see them everywhere in our software,
Okay.
you can always drag and drop those out.
Okay. Into the folder.
Yeah, into a folder you create. Yep. All right. Now, how would I access that in Switcher in combination with the other thing that was there? I go back to Switcher. Okay. And I look for my victory folder, and there it is, right there.
Okay.
Now I wanted to use it with this. Actually, I think it's for this right here. But see, I got a problem because I just loaded that. It loaded as a DSK right here.
Mhm.
If I load this in here, I won't see it. Why? Because it's actually, these are layers.
Mhm.
So DSK1
Sitting on top
is
of it.
underneath, yeah, DSK2. So I need to swap the position of these things.
Mhm.
I can just drag that over there and run that. But I need to load this guy again. So, you can be as, you can get as fancy as you want with this stuff,
Mhm.
but it's going to take time,
Right.
to learn how to use it and edit stuff. And of course, you'd be creating this kind of stuff on a day like today
Mhm.
for the weekend.
Right.
That way it's all in your folder and ready to go
Ready to go.
whenever you're.
Doing something special.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
got Easter coming up.
Right.
Yeah.
So in this software, by the way, the graphics tools, the character generator, and we haven't seen the animator yet, but those two tools you can load on a laptop and run at your house or whatever. You don't have to be sitting here in this room
Okay.
to make these things. You can make them somewhere else,
Mhm.
and then put them on a thumb drive, and bring them over, and just
Stick it in.
there, and then
Pull it off.
yeah. So you don't have to be creative in this little corner here.
Okay.
Um, there's tons of different fonts you can select from. If we were just to kind of take it back to something simple here, um, let's just say we're going to say Mike Benke. Make a little lower third. How's that? Mike Benke. So
this is where you make the lower thirds. That's
yeah.
it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now again, it's nice to know what my resources are.
Mhm.
If I wanted to go into the religious and I say I was liking this fire within, there are lower third templates in here.
Mhm.
So, like this guy right here, double click on that. All right, so I've got that.
Mhm.
So I could just grab Kenneth Cope, type in Mike Benke, right, and save that out. So if I go into my victory and drag and drop, that's something that
Switch back down.
switch to switcher there.
Should be in the victory folder.
Yeah, it should be. Let's see. Didn't refresh quite like I wanted it to, but there it is. And there are probably, I guess it would be one of these guys. This one's animated, so the animated ones you can tell they take a little bit longer to load.
Load up. Okay.
So if I wanted to bring them both in together, I would have both those highlighted, and then run them. This row, like we were talking about effects earlier versus mix,
Mhm.
this is your action row. And basically that means whatever is highlighted here is what's going to happen when you hit the space bar.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now they didn't fall out at the same time. You can see there's a little bit of a difference there.
Mhm.
This one has a fade out. This one just falls off. So if we go in, we can look at it. Okay, this one has no dissolve out.
Mhm.
If I look at this one, let's go to properties. That one doesn't appear to either. Well, let's just set one. So let's set a 7-frame fade out on both. Properties. And this is the kind of thing you can save too, like save over the original
Mhm.
file there. If I hit that, it'll automatically, do that. Oh, didn't take it. It says save over original.
So if the disc 1 and disc 2
Mhm.
button is not pushed in, it's not gonna come over.
That's right.
Okay.
If it's not selected
Mhm.
when you hit the space bar, you're not going to see it happen.
Okay.
See how I got them off.
And so before you switch to cameras, you have to unclick those two.
No, you can do hard cuts,
Okay.
either with your mouse like this, or you can use your cut button, and it
Okay.
won't those,
Okay.
unless you have this cut lock button turned on.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, when you hit the cut button, I'm sorry, the space bar, it'll do a cut and run the effect.
Okay.
So it locks the auto and the cut together, basically.
Okay.
So all kinds of little stuff like that. As far as like, what if you were going to use it this Sunday, right? So what we have right now is a camera.
Mm-hmm.
We could make a few graphics, looking at some of these other things too. So you had Fire Within. Here's some fonts. Okay, this is a gallery of effects, like, basically just showing you all the different options you have.
Templates.
Yeah, all the templates. Living Waters. So these are nice, kind of full screen graphics. Side thirds. Everything modifiable.
Mm-hmm.
Mosaics. Different looks. That's just a still file. Some multi-layer type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of cool, and I think is it right on? One of these writes on. Strokes. So this thing gets pretty deep.
Yeah, I see.
Turn with honor. More graphics. I'm just double clicking just to kind of see what's there, playing around. So some of these will have like a DVE effect with it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ran something like this, you could have your live
Okay.
thing going on here, and then a DSK on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
And actually you'd probably want this running here, so that you could then run. We have you could do like a credit roll that comes up here on the side, with
Okay.
songs or
Yeah.
whatever.
Does it do any virtual sets?
It does. It does. If you have a green screen, which we were talking about earlier, one of the things. I mean, it can do a virtual set the way it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
It could also do more if you add a different card in here.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if that was something you would be interested in, or so I didn't put it in there. But
Okay.
yeah, there's window effects. Let me say, let's go into sets. So, we don't have a green screen set up right now, but if we ran this and put this still over it, so what's in here would be reflected in like the teapot and in the bowl of Cheerios there. I mean, this is a silly sort of example, but it shows off the real time power of the system.
What is that one right there?
This guy?
No, the right above it.
Car lot?
That one on the bottom. The blue looking one. Yeah, right
This
there.
guy?
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, so this is just a newsroom set. So
Okay.
if you had, let's turn the keyer off. So if you had a guy, he would walk out from behind this DSK, right? And then you could drop the DSK and they would be in front of it.
Okay.
And this is like the Capitol, state cap, or the U.S. Capitol there. So yeah, lots of different. And these are kind of older sets. There's guys out there who build virtual sets that have libraries of them that would work with this. But basically, you start using the key bus for that. So chroma key bus.
Okay.
So you'd have your green screen camera set up, and then punch it up here, and you'd be able to
tweak it.
key or adjust your key settings and all that good stuff. get Facebook set up
Okay.
so that that's working.